be, I don't know, just a very, very short, I'll just play a few notes, musically. Yeah. No, and it won't be much. It'll just be like, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Yeah, and then we'll do the closing song will be, um, let's do Shower the People as the closing song. We shower the people. Yeah. And then no, no. And then the postlude, which people could sing along to, will be Bluebell Home. That is in the book. Hey, Judy. Oh, no, it's okay. Never mind. I was gonna say, yeah. Just trying to figure out the number for Bluebell Home. 64. Okay.
Oh, okay then. Okay. Hi. So if people can come together or not, or maybe,
Do you want to stop now or
yeah.
keep going? Keep going or stop?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. It does matter.
They will roll away the stones we have carried for so long. All our burdens will be gone. I can't wait. We will find our way to an understanding of all views. And no prayer shall be refused. I can't wait. And it seems that we have gone too far. Now we don't know where we are. I believe we'll find a guiding star. I can't wait. If faith is the final place where all fears have been erased, the locks have fallen from the gates. I can't wait. Someday we'll roll away the stone we've carried for so long, and all our burdens will be gone. I can't wait. We will find our way to your prayers shall be refused. I can't wait. No, I can't wait. No, I can't wait. Thank you.
One more time. Do what? Okay, not holding it. Sorry. Well, good morning and welcome to Vashon Island Unitarian Universalists. My name is Rob, service leader, and I use she, her pronouns. If you're visiting and there are some new faces, I love this. You know, there's like old faces, kind of like mine. There's people who are relatively new, which is wonderful, and there's people who are new. So I mean, what a great combination. Everyone, yay. Yes. If you are new, then again, welcome. Please participate as you feel comfortable, and please do stay and join us afterwards for conversation and good food if you would like. Our congregation is committed to individual freedom of belief, welcomes diversity, seeks to promote a sense of community, and fosters religion which enriches the spirit. We are currently a lay-led community, strengthened and enriched by weaving together the volunteer contributions of friends and members. Our Soul Matters theme for September is Building Belonging, which is just like so encompassing and important right now in our world, is that we extend our networks of who we feel as kin, and that we be supportive in that sense of belonging. So as we begin our service, please take a couple of deep breaths, sit back. I always think it does help, if you want to put your feet on the ground, and just bring your attention into this moment of communal reflection and sharing. So our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional homelands of the Swabash Coast Salish Native people. The Puyallup people have lived and stewarded these lands since the beginning of time and continue to do so. We recognize that this land acknowledgement is just a beginning, a very beginning, of what it means to be in true allyship, and we commit to doing and to increasing what we do and uplifting the voices, experiences, and histories of the indigenous people of this land and beyond. Whoever you are, whoever you love, however you managed to get here this morning, you are welcome. I'd like to invite Roxy to come up and do our chalice lighting. No, go ahead. Yeah, it's better if you get to do it yourself. Oh.
In the beginning, there was light. Our story begins here in the source of wonder. We kindle, cultivate, consecrate. Be here now together, your light blending with mine.
If you're at home, I invite you to light your own chalice so that you can share your light there. And Judy Whitney is going to do our first reading.
The object of a new year is not that we should have a new year. It is that we should have a new soul, and a new nose, and new feet, and a new backbone, and new ears and new eyes. That's by G.K. Jesterson. Thank you.
I could use some new knees.
So our first song that we're going to join with is in your blue hymnals. It's number 1017, and I just learned from Mark that pages start at 1,000, and it's called Building a New Way. Oh yeah, sure, if you'd like to stand, please do.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free of hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, this world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way and feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way.
Thank you for singing, because that wasn't easy.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking, well, we're all singing a little differently than he is, but it still works. So anyway, Julie Shannon, our very own, is going to give us our sermon, be our speaker for us today. And I just asked her how she thought of herself in relation to both to the service and to our theme, which is building belonging. And she said that she's she's all about being interfaith, you know, and extending that sense of belonging, as I was mentioning, just like beyond ourselves. So I'm just so fortunate we have, you know, that Julie is both a member of the Havarad and a member here. So it's lovely to have that kind of connection. Thank you.
Well, it is just a pleasure to be here today. And when I heard that Mark was going to be the musician, I got really excited because he's one of my favorite musicians on the island. And I just feel really blessed that he's both a neighbor and a willing participant. And we were talking about the music, and I just said, "You can't do anything wrong." And every time I
That
turn
remains
around,
to be seen.
every time I turn around, he picks the perfect songs. So it's amazing. He really gets it, and I'm very, very grateful for that, Mark.
The next song will be a Def Leppard song.
We'll deal with that. We'll include it. This was a difficult time for me, and it's been a difficult time to be Jewish. And it's been more than a year of a difficult time of being Jewish. And the events of this past few weeks have really called me to look at the topic of intention. Not just because it's the time of year, because I found myself straying from my own intentions. And so I wrote this, and it came together over a couple weeks. And I'm going to do something new for me. I'm actually going to sort of try to read from this and then allow the Spirit to move me and interject, just like this beginning was unplanned. I titled it Kavana Intention and Where It Can Take Us. This week, beginning at sundown tomorrow evening, the Jewish calendar is reset. Jews worldwide celebrate Rosh Hashanah, literally meaning the head of the year. It's the beginning of the Jewish high holy days. And 10 days from now, it will culminate in Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement. These high holidays are somber and heartfelt, and they're laden with memories and meaning and hope. And they are demanding. Jews worldwide ask themselves with ritual and lengthy worship services, Torah study, difficult sermons with essential and rigorous messages of yearning and growth, real soul searching, difficult conversations, and fasting in order to fulfill the mitzvot or commandments of these days of awe. These are the days where our lives are to be evaluated and judged, and it's the time we determined who we want to be in the coming year. On one such Rosh Hashanah years ago, I remember being introduced to a ritual called Tashlik. My parents had found a tiny congregation, a tiny synagogue in a town next to where we lived, and it had an aging population. They were elderly Jews who followed a type of Judaism that was traditional and conservative. I don't remember any of the elderly people who made up most of the congregation, but I do know that they did everything they could to keep Judaism alive in young families such as ours. Once a month, a rabbi would come from Brandeis University in Boston to lead services in our tiny, tiny house of worship. Once a week, I had Hebrew school. And again, once a week, I attended a separate Sunday school. And I still remember my experiences in that old building and the smells and the sounds and tradition that came from the little community that we had built. I remember Rabbi Axelrod as a large, gentle, smiling man who wore a rainbow-colored tallis, which was a prayer shawl. And he had a love of song and a way with children that made everybody feel at ease. On that particular Rosh Hashanah, I think my sister was perhaps too small to participate. I was probably 6, maybe 7. And I remember just my father and I holding hands and joining Rabbi Axelrod and a few congregants who were brave enough to try something different. In this little town of Maynard, Massachusetts, a group of people holding hands made our way from the synagogue to a small bridge over a tiny stream at the edge of the main street filled with traffic. And here, at the edge of the stream, at the edge of the traffic, we did something very simple. We emptied our pockets. We pulled the lint and the crumbs and we put them into the stream letting go of all the things that no longer served us. And the rabbi gave us a few more crumbs and encouraged us to really think about emptying ourselves and casting off into the water that which made us sad, caused us to feel bad about ourselves, and he urged us to let the water take it all away. When I was a child, the high holidays were not a choice. These were important days that we made holy by not going to work or school and taking the rituals very seriously. For many years, I didn't make a choice. Celebrating the high holidays is an obligation that I executed without question, a signal to my parents that they had done a good job, raised a fine Jewish woman, one who knew her identity and fulfilled cultural expectations. But today I get to choose. And I'm finding a new way. Today, living as a Jew in the modern world, I treat my faith and practice as an expression of something larger than my upbringing. While good old Jewish guilt makes me want to do the right thing, I've learned that Judaism is a living tradition, and that there are many ways of interpreting and fulfilling Jewish practice. And through my interfaith work, I have found that being a Jew in communities that are far more diverse, my Judaism comes into a deeper focus. The individual fibers that make up the cloth of my life are varied and rich. As if I were a weaving, my Judaism could be the warp strings that go up and down. They're like a framework over which I have intertwined my experiences gained through a lifetime of worship with Quakers and Methodists and Buddhists and Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons and even Unitarian Universalists. This year I mark Rosh Hashanah both here and with my Unitarian brethren and with my Kavana family as well. I have chosen which worship ceremonies work for me, and I have cast off the sense of obligation that sat like a weight on my shoulders. This year, I have begun a mindfulness practice to develop my intentions and to stay present with them as I work on finding myself a parent of adult children who have just left home. The Jewish word for intention is kavana. It's symbolized as an archer drawing a bow with an arrow, carefully aimed towards an unseen target far away in the sky. The goal is lofty, and the archer is prepared. Deepak Chopra writes of intention. He says, the starting point of every dream is the creative power that fulfills all our needs, whether for money, relationships, spiritual awakening, or love. Intention is the starting point of every dream. Chopra believes that intention is creative power. In fact, it's the seed of creation from which everything is grown. When I speak on a topic, I find myself leaning into it during the month before I share my thoughts. I begin to see the tendrils of thoughts as they work their way out of life and into my brain and consciousness. Intention, it's such a personal subject, and yet I find myself pulled into a reality where the personal fuels our public conversations. This year, I wonder if pondering my personal intention is enough. I really need follow-through. This year, I'm reminded that my intention requires constant and deep attention to ensure that I'm not undone by instinctive reactions to the horrors I see unfolding daily in the news. I need to be conscious. I need to be vigilant. And I need to be better than I am. This week, the media began crowing about events, and it continued to polarize political ideologies, and our own nation is watching its government struggle to maintain the intention of freedom and prosperity for all. And again, I realize something more is needed. And in my reactions to the news of this week, I have been feeling myself pulled away from those intentions that I thought I held so dearly. I began to be reactive. I realized I need to lean into hope and to realize that we are a nation of individuals who each one of us needs to embody the intention of freedom and prosperity for all, even those people who I can't imagine can do so. Every American needs to set intentions that are kind and courageous, and we need to be vigilant in tending to ourselves gently and lovingly. As a Jew, I can't help it. I tend to look to Israel. It's the seat of the Jewish faith, and it's a place that feels somehow naturally like home to me. I visited Israel when I was 14, and I made lasting memories there. Its relatively recent establishment as a nation came just about the time that I was born. And during my whole life, I've thought of Israel as a sanctuary and a refuge. Having lost large portions of my family tree in the Second World War, I saw Israel as a shining place where people valued human life. And now that's not the case. Israel cannot be a refuge or a sanctuary when its government is also committing genocide. There's no way that Israel can hold both intentions. And I am being torn apart as my own intentions don't match those of the Israeli government or even my government. There has to be another way. During my lifetime, I've witnessed the collapse of the Berlin Wall, the fall of the Soviet Union, the attacks of 9/11, the rise of social media, and the devastation caused by too much information overwhelming our senses. I can turn my attention to every part of the globe and see genocide and violence against groups with differing religious or political ideologies. These atrocities around the world have numbed us and created a sense of futility. And I have become disillusioned with my own sense of power, and I question if I'll be able to live into my intentions. I question if I'm big enough. I question if I have the energy. Too often it seems that genocide is infectious. Meeting aggression with force seems inevitable. But loving kindness is also a choice. Intention is a choice. And living our intentions has to be an active choice. In preparing for this talk, I looked at the difference between resolutions for a new year and intentions. In short, resolutions are static. They're measurable. They're statements that are designed to set goals. Intention is dynamic. It's a way of envisioning principles that we are constantly called to re-examine and to find a dynamic equilibrium. I'm going to say that again. A dynamic equilibrium. Like riding on one of those scooters that seems to magically balance itself, that can propel us into the actions that bring our intentions to life. Martin Luther King said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." I take heart in that. So this year, I find myself attracted again to an intention that is so profound and so difficult to maintain in this world that I can begin to feel its power to change me at the most fundamental level. My intention this year is to be mindful and to choose love and kindness for all. For all. How's that going to show up in my life? It's going to be the work of my year and perhaps longer than that. And this is my prayer, that each year, as I set my intentions, that I do so honestly, ready to tend them and to live into them. And so I encourage you. Be hopeful. Understand the power of intention and the power you have to set your own. Be honest and look at the most important things that represent you. Don't be afraid to declare your intention and to ask for support in living into your intentions. Write them down and evaluate your actions to ensure that they will bring about the intentions you want. In this new year, be active in your life. Be kind to yourself and be mindful in all that you do. I want to leave you encouraged. In this time of the Jewish New Year, we have tastes and we have sounds that signal beginnings. We celebrate. Looking honestly at ourselves as we set our intentions for the new year requires that we empty ourselves and fill ourselves anew. And as we enjoy the hospitality and social time after our meeting, taste the apples and honey that I brought. They're right next to a beautiful print that some lovely member of this community sent to me a couple of years ago, and I brought it for everyone to see. And as we part ways, I want you to hear the shofar, the ancient call to prayer, and allow it to propel you to action. I will leave you with this prayer. Blessed are you, the one and the many. May you set your intentions that are mindful and powerful. May you find the support you need to live into your intentions, and may your intentions change the world, beginning with you.
Yeah, that was pretty extraordinary. Thank you. Let's just take a minute and kind of let that enter into us. Oh, yes. We will now pause the recording as we prepare our hearts for joys and concerns. I think for many of us, one of the favorite parts of the service is joys and concerns, because you get to see into people's real being, and that's a gift. All right. Okay then. This is our offertory. As members and friends of VIUU, we commit to supporting our congregation. As we know, financial resources help us pay for staff, for the building, for social justice, and we appreciate all of the pledges and contributions that you all make. So someone is going to come forward and pass the baskets. Our congregation engages beyond our walls also for peace, social and economic justice, freedom of belief, and protection of our planet and its peoples. And once a month, as you know, we take an offering for that, but this week it is for our community.
We give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and far away, for this love we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Great. Beth is going to do our final reading.
This is from Susan Sontag. Kindness, kindness, kindness. I want to make a New Year's prayer, not a resolution. I'm praying for courage.
Perfect. So Jean, would you come up? Where is Jean? And extinguish? Do it?
It's up to you.
Well,
We're kind of late.
We're
We're kind
kinda
of
late.
running late, so
Yeah.
maybe
I
skip
think
that
we'll
one.
we'll move right ahead.
This is a never-ending story. Night falls and dawn comes, sure as the next breath of life. We sleep, we dream, out of darkness story is born again. This light is never extinguished. Really, it is the manifestation of our own eternally burning bushes. We will carry this light for the week and bring it back to consecrate our next gathering. Tend to it each day. Let it witness your story. Live into the light and return to us. Bring back your light to share.
Thank you. So many people contributed today, and I just want to give a brief thank you and start with Julie for the incredible amount of yourself you put into that, and for also choosing our readings, and to Mark for our music, and for Dennis for being our hero for for this period of time on tech, and for our readers, and for Team 3 for preparing today. And who brought the flowers? Beth, and to Beth for the flowers. So we are going to have a musical prelude, and then we're going to do announcements. And after announcements, everybody just spontaneously rise, and we'll do Go in Peace.
So I was asked to do Blue Boat Home. Please join me in singing it. It's in the Blue Hymnal, and I believe it's number 67. I'm not sure about that. Can someone verify that? Sorry, 1067. Whoa, so 1064. Low below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry seas, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
So short announcement about events and activities that are part of our congregation. Thank you.